And welcome to our basketball coverage on KSL. Sorry about the delay, everybody. It's very snowy outside, but we have basketball here today. To the point up to the top of the key, and it is good. Again, I'll have to get my notes out real quick whenever I get a break. But for the time being, I guess I can just call it as it is. Dribble down up to the top of the key. Great defensive perspective. Trying to find a zone. Can't. Passes off to the side. Good dribble. Oh, it's blocked. Almost taken out of bounds. Now it's taken up to the top of the seam. Here it comes. Up to the top. Layup, and it is good. Seth Haskins with the bucket, and it's up to the top. Coast to coast. Beautiful, beautiful layup. And so just like that, the score is already 2-5. To the bottom, at the elbow. Stretches to the top and no good. Quick passing and quick is the name of the game here. Again, I will get my notes out as soon as possible. Good pass up to the side, takes a shot, and it's good. Nothing but net. Keeps the score within one. Fouled as he shot, and he will go to the line.
Sorry about that. No, you're fine. Perfect timing. Let me get the scoreboard back down.
To the line, shooting 2.
Okay. I don't know if you want to update the scoreboard.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Thompson Camera will take the free throw. This is no good. And it is rebounded and taken on the other side. Syracuse up with it. Knocked out of bounds. Jackson Taylor. And so once again, both teams playing with lots of offensive zones. Both are really known for three-point shooting. Good take up on the top free throw line. Kept in bounds, and it's retained up the side, and he is fouled. And so Jackson Taylor, once again, will pick up his first foul of the night. Syracuse to inbounds the ball. Just about halfway through the first quarter here. Pass to the top, does not take the opportunity. Up the elbow, and he's got a shot opportunity, does not go. And so Lone Peak will retain the ball. Good pass to the top, it's stolen away. And Austin Simon is fouled. And so that's Jackson Taylor's second foul just within 2 minutes. Not exactly a player you would want to lose this early into a game, especially considering the down and the distance that you're playing at. Syracuse. Good opportunity. They're at the point. Great move, trying to find a way in. Great defense right now being played. Goes to the top, just a lot of passing around. Shot clock to 8. They'll have to get a shot off sooner or later. Takes a shot opportunity off the rim, and so Lone Peak will take the ball. Shot opportunity from 3, off the rim and no good. Tightens up with the ball now. Shot opportunity from the side, does not go. And just back and forth misses and rebounds from both sides of the ball. Cross pass, finds a lane, and he is fouled. And so Seth Haskett, he'll go to the line. Seth will make the first one, making it a 7-4 game now. And so now he adds the lead, multiplied by 2, that of Syracuse. There's a foul right there. And Seth Haskett, the guy that was just on the line, will obtain his first foul.
Seth Haskett for his first personal. Number 3 on the ice for the quarter.
So they'll start it from half court. Syracuse will try to dribble up the side. Any available options, Lone Peak's defense is playing an outstanding form right now. Trying to find in, he dribbles aside, lays the shoulder, does not go. And it was last touched by Lone Peak, and Syracuse will retain the possession. Up to the top of the key. Great moves back to the top. Once again, Lone Peak playing outstanding aggressive defense. Trying to keep the score that they have and the lead that they have. And Syracuse will attain possession, back-to-back possessions. To the top. Nothing made happening. Syracuse have having possession for close to 1 minute and 30 seconds now. Just trying to find anything they can at this point. But the offensive rebounds have been outstanding. And once again, they'll get the ball back. So in the past 3 times the ball has gone out of bounds, Syracuse has attained the possession forward. And once again, since they're getting the shot attempts off and it's at least hitting the rim, they're able to keep this possession. Shot attempt. Ball is airballed. Possession is kept in, and Lone Peak will finally touch the ball for the first time in close to 2 minutes. Thomas Carmen now. Trying to drive up, and he does. He averages close to 14 points a game, and there's a reason for it. You talk about a division so hard to play in, especially consider the record that Lone Peak has only had so far this season. Syracuse now, trying to find a top, and it's off the glass and in. 6-10 now. Fakes the shot, it goes over, and he's got it. Number 40, Chamberlain Burgess. Another guy who's one of the top scorers for this Lone Peak team. Going into tonight's game, needing everything, including a win. Syracuse now. Nothing goes. Chamberlain will dribble it up. To the side. Thomas Carmen, he passes it over. And it is good. Seth Haskett. And so Lone Peak coming out with firepower now as it's 16-6. Syracuse. Up top, no looks. Stipswally tries. Once again, I'll try to get my roster as soon as possible for Syracuse. Off the glass, no good. Burgess will pick up the trash. Trying to clean it up. Burgess now. Over to Kamer. Nothing goes. Syracuse trying to catch a fast break. They do. Oh, but the layup attempt is missed, and it's cleaned up. Beautiful putback. And so now it's at the top of the key with just a little over a minute left into this quarter. Takes a shot attempt. Nothing goes. And Syracuse once again will pick up just the extra. Finding any possible access that they can, considering as well as Lone Peak's defense has been all year. Passed up top, it's stolen. Beautiful block by Drew Tolson. Up now it's Kramer, and he's fouled. It'll be a travel. Jake Hopkins and Hudson both will be in now for the game. Lone Peak away record is 1-0, and Syracuse is 3-0 at home. Great steal now. Enoch Mitchell. Nothing available. The defense was already there on time. Could not have the fast break. And still have to resort to the top. Looks like they're going to try to take this one the rest of the way. 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Over the side now it was Haskett. Takes the shot attempt, and it's good. One of the top 3 scorers for this Lone Peak team. Fouled as he shoots.
Enoch Mitchell picks up his first personal on the shot out of his
and that'll be the first personal now for Enoch Mitchell in the waking seconds of this first quarter. That's been pretty much all Lone Peak. Gets this one to go, and he keeps it within 10. You talk about the most difficult situation for these two teams in the divisions that they're in. Playing against each other in district play hasn't even started yet. Lone Peak, I mentioned, a 5-6 team so far. Syracuse 7-5. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. Lone Peak up 9, 19-10. We'll take a break. Welcome back to Syracuse High School. Unfortunate weather circumstances outside, but it doesn't matter because we're inside and we have basketball. So to the top. Trying to get a give and go. Over to Tajiro, the junior. Takes the shot. Nothing there. And now all the excess is picked up by Lone Peak. Drew Tolson in the game. Passes it over. Now it's back to him. Once again, a very known passing team as far as we're concerned. Trying to find as many opportunities as they can. It's just a passing game, no dribbling. Until right now, finds the area and the shot is no good. Both teams 0 for 1 on their first possession and scoring opportunities. Goes off of a foot. You could not retain it cleanly. T. Hamlin. And so now it's Tajiro, the junior, to the top. A little bounce pass trying to find a pivot foot. Hamlin. Over to the side. Shot clock down to 3. Does not go. No points yet scored in this first minute and 30 seconds. Here's a shot attempt, and it's good. Beautiful opportunity for Jackson Taylor. Syracuse now. It's Hamlin. He'll pass it up. No opportunities there on the corner. Passes up to the seam, and it's stolen. What a steal, Enoch Mitchell. And so once again, Lone Peak playing super aggressive defense atop of already getting these amazing shot attempts. Over on the tie-up. Up the seam. Beautiful route. Drew Tolson. Well, he's a valuable asset whenever you need him, and he can make the scoring opportunities happen. Here's a shot attempt. Nothing goes, and there you are. Greenhale has fouled. And so first personal now for Ty Coswell. And so Enoch Mitchell, he'll sit down for the time being. Lone Peak, a team that loves to stick with their starters throughout most of the game, but they'll take any substitutions they can, especially when you're a team that's up by 14 right now. Hess passes over to Aftcroft. Tripped as he's thrown. That was Hamlin. And Lone Peak will take the ball from the side corner. Toulson. Now it's Kramer. Fakes his shot. Finds a lane to dribble up. What a move. Wow. Kramer with a beautiful deuce. A little bit of miscommunication there, and Lone Peak steals the ball yet again. It'll be a 2-on-1. Up the seam. Almost stolen. Looking for any opportunities that they can. Here's a shot attempt. No good. Dribbles up a lane, tries to find someone, anyone he can. Beautiful shot, and nothing goes. Again, apologies on names, everybody. I just figured out I was doing this 8 hours ago. So here we go, dribbling up now. Hopkins, all the way up to Giroux. Tipped as it's thrown, and yet another steal for Lone Peak. They can just not find any of their passing lanes that they're looking for in regards to Syracuse. Up came Chamberlain, but now Syracuse an opportunity for a steal. And that was a beautiful, beautiful layup by Hamlin. And so now a timeout is taken in the possession of Lone Peak. So often and so much as you get into opportunities like these as a team, down 26-12 just in the second quarter. Biggest note so far is Syracuse's passing has not been quite on point as you would expect to be from a team coming to this game 7-5, not to mention playing a very tough schedule. But as the saying goes, doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. Up comes Kramer. Kramer playing into good defense. Back in the game now is Enoch Mitchell. Cross passes it in. Great lane. There's a reason why he's big, and there's a reason why he can do whatever he wants. Chamberlain, Burgess. Nothing there. Takes a shot opportunity, and nothing will go. That was Reese. Burgess passes back. Shot attempt. Jackson Taylor, and it's good. An unfathomable amount of threes taken by Lone Peak alone. Just a daunting stat right now into Syracuse. Rebound taken by Burgess. Finds a lane down the middle. It could have been a good pass. Good shot opportunity, and it's good. They are on fire tonight. Jackson Taylor forces a timeout. Oh, my goodness. 34-12. And if there was any statement that anyone would want to make tonight, that is how you do it coming into this game. So Syracuse needing to take a timeout after a flood of threes coming courtesy of this Lone Peak offense that have just been so well-oriented throughout the course of the season. You can't blame them for keeping their starters in this game. Trying to find a lane is Hamlin. Takes the shot opportunity, still nothing to go. Lone Peak up to the top now. Here's Burgess. The big man with the red shoes. Goes outside, another three-shot attempt. Nothing goes this time. And now it's picked up by Orton. Orton with the drop-off. Orton takes a shot, and they can just not get anything to go. To the top. Here he comes, Burgess, the big man. Nothing but net. He averages 16.6 minutes a game. Not to mention his 9.6 that he gets under the basket. He just got a 3. And finally, Syracuse gets something to go. Hamlin. Burgess takes another 3. He's feeling too good. 2 for 2. Well, what would you expect from the big man? Now to the side. And he did not step out of bounds. Unfortunately, he is fouled. And that was Kramer. And so that'll pick up his first. Little over a minute left here just in the second quarter. Just a daunting score in this Syracuse home, 40-14. Just courtesy of this Lone Peak offense. Just completely excavating this game. Trying to come up the side on the hardwood. Good pass on the inside and gets the bucket to go. Godfrey. Taking on the steal there. Tajero. Up to the top. What a block by the big man, and the crowd goes nuts on him. Wow. A good offensive and defensive guy from Burgess. Almost clearly a head and shoulders taller than everyone on this court. Cutting inside, fouled as he shot. And now it looks like Cruz Schwartz. He'll pick up his first of the night.
Cruz Schwartz, his first personal, third team foul of the quarter.
Past the head, nothing goes. Once again, trying to find any lane possible to shoot. Blocks just come so courtesy of this amazing defense. Lone Peak up the side. Now it's Enoch. Looks like they want to take this one into halftime with a score almost 2 times greater than that of Syracuse. May as well go for a buzzer beater here at this point. Tries to find an opportunity. He does. Beautiful by Enoch. And that'll start 42-16 to take it into half. Lone Peak dominant in their performance with threes. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the second half of play here in this matchup between the Syracuse Titans and the Lone Peak Knights. I'm Ty Wilkinson. I'll be taking you guys the rest of the way today. And Lone Peak will start out with the possession. As once again, just an amazing performance just in the first half alone. As the score is 42-16, and make that now 45-16, picking up right where they left off, just in the three-point perspective. Syracuse on top. Sorry, I can't. Syracuse on top. Trying to get a give-and-go feed, nothing there. Looking for options was Tajero. Taking a shot opportunity, and still nothing is going in the wake of Syracuse. Up to the top, it's Burgess. Misses the dunk attempt. And so Syracuse picks up the access litter. Up to the top, takes the shot, nothing goes. Offensive rebound. Outside to Orton. Orton tries to drive in, and he's fouled as he goes. And what a chance by Burgess. Just in the inside lane, but nothing was able to go. So Lone Peak, who's been on fire tonight just in the 3 points, on the three-point line, just has not been able to get within sometimes the inside lanes. But when the threes are working for you, you don't really have to do much anything else. Tajero to inbound. Get it out to Godfrey. Tajero. To the other side, and once again, Lone Peak picks up another foul. This one's Seth Haskett. That's his third personal. And another inbound comes courtesy of Syracuse. Takes the shot attempt and finally gets something to go. That's Hamlin. 45-18, Burgess passes outside. To the right, back to Burgess. Great moves on the inside. Not even a dribble needed to happen. Just finding lanes within this defense of Syracuse. Big shot attempt is picked up now by Burgess, courtesy of Orton. Up to top. And another three. Thomas Kramer, who averages 14 points, he's getting pretty dang close to that tonight. Inside. Trying to find a rollout. He takes it out. Out to the top, trying to find the inside. Still nothing. And so another foul is called. And so once again, even though this team doing as well as they have been, just in offense alone, has unfortunately picked up so many fouls. But Syracuse trying to capitalize on these opportunities. Still getting nothing to go. Tried to get the offensive rebound, but it goes that way. And a little pushing and shoving action at the end. And that might be a technical. We'll see. Jackson Taylor shoves directly into Orton. Just a little extra activity there at the end. A little unnecessary. And so this one's on Skylar Orton. Very interesting. So now both coaches are trying to figure out what they are. But the penalty has been assessed, and nothing you can go from there. Passes in. Here comes Thomas Kramer, up from half court. Passes to his right on the outside. Back up to the top. Back to him, trying to find a shooting lane. It was a 2-on-1. Takes it himself. Shot attempt still doesn't go. And Godfrey will pick up the defensive rebound. Pump fake. Nothing there to the top. Syracuse drives in. Nothing there. Tajero, the senior, could not get anything on that play either. That was a big pass over to the side by Burgess. And then another foul is called. Enoch Mitchell will inbound. It's Kramer. Kramer to the side. Syracuse playing a little bit more man defense. Gets a poke check. Here comes a breakaway. Up the side, and it's blocked. Almost blocked again, but thankfully Hamlin was able to pick up the rebound. Oh, what a block. Goodness from Tamlin. Shot attempt. It's good. And there's the momentum that they've been looking for quite a while. And a three-pointer by Goddard, trying to bridge that gap as they cross within close to halfway. So as difficult as a night as it's been for Syracuse, they find a little bit of momentum here with 4:36 left. With a really nice three-pointer courtesy of Goddard. But Lone Peak looking to be on the attack yet again. You notice the more aggressive style of play that Syracuse is trying to provide. Burgess tries to find in. He can't find anywhere, and it's a travel. And you got to wonder if this momentum gain is trying to play a factor into now a 15-23 game. Syracuse needing opportunities, and they need them fast. Here comes Hess. Up to the top, nothing there. Looked like he wanted to take the shot attempt, but he didn't. Here comes it to the top. Up the seam, and he gets it to go. Good job by Godfrey inside. And so now the lead is just cut in half. A little less than 4 minutes here in the third quarter. Lone Peak, who came out with firepower just in the three-point perspective, is maybe starting to meet the match of Syracuse if they can find some more momentum like they have. Syracuse calling for a foul on the other side, but they'll play on. There's a shot attempt, and he wanted that one, Chamberlain Burgess. And that's his third of the game. Slips up a little bit. Cruz Schwartz. But they'll still attain the possession. Lots of slippage going around. Here comes Enoch Mitchell. And he gets it to go, and it looks like he doesn't get it. So the basket does count, and he'll have a chance to make this a three-point play. Actually, sorry, the basket does not count. My apologies. And so now he'll be provided a second attempt. And he gets both to go. So that momentum that Syracuse has had may have started to dwindle, just courtesy of the three-pointer of Burgess. Looking for options, finding a lane, shooting is Hess, doesn't get it to go. Rebound picked up by Enoch. Throws to the outside, and it's Kramer. Kramer dribbles in, finds Burgess, and Burgess is fouled. And that'll be the first for Zach Morrell. So Burgess just having an amazing game today. He has a block, 3 3-pointers, and he's at the line for an attempt for 2. Which is kind of nice to have bigs like that on your team, especially considering the placement that you're at, as district play will begin to start soon, coming up in close to mid-January. Up the top, it's Hess. Goes to the left side. Nothing goes. Offensive rebound, no, it's not. It's Enoch. Enoch up to the top. It's Kramer. And Kramer will lay it in easily. 59-25 with 2:30 left in the third. Hess to the right side. A little give and go passing, no dribbling yet. Now there is. One dribble and a shot attempt. Nothing. And another foul again. This one was on Hopkins. And so now Mitchell will go to the line for the second time tonight.
Enoch Mitchell to the line for Lone Peak, shooting 2.
Enoch will try to make it 60. Can't the first time.
Brad Trejo back on the court for Syracuse.
And I mentioned it before. the 3-0 record that Syracuse has in this home court advantage. Now almost facing fate, as Lone Peak has put 60 up on them just in the third quarter alone. A little over 2 minutes left. Syracuse with the ball up to the top, foul as he shot. And so now Drew Toulson will pick up another foul. That's his first personal of the night. First one is good. Hess, a guy you don't really see who's clocked in for too many minutes, at least on my scorecard. As now Lone Peak drives inside. Shot attempt does not go. And so now on a fast break, nothing happens. Shot attempt from the corner. It is good. Hudson Hess. And so now there's a dispute right on the other side. It was a 2-on-1 opportunity, and now it's Lone Peak ball. And so now a timeout is taken amidst all the chaos. Lone Peak still up by over half the points with 1:39 left. So Syracuse was given the ball after a mixed tie-up. And it was considered to be an interesting call by the referees on the other side, but nonetheless, we play on. Hess, another three-point attempt. Does not get this one to go. Tried to pick up his own rebound, was a little slow to it. Now it's Burgess. He'll hand it off on the other side. Now it's Enoch. Enoch Mitchell. Over to the side now. Now it's Ty Cogswell. Up to the top, Kramer. Kramer attempts a layup, does not go. And the whistle is blown. Just a few fouls just in this game alone, everybody. Again, just an aggressive form of play just from both sides of the ball. And Goddard will get the first one to go. Trying to get the second one as he cut the lead in half. And he gets both to go. A 29-point game in favor of Lone Peak. And Syracuse is going to start to try to play man to get more opportunities. Risking fouls, and he does not get the ball. Burgess was on a tie-up in the corner, and he was not able to attain the possession. Good handoff, good feeds. Up to the top now, it's Hess. Into the corner, looking for any options. Deep three from the side, and he gets it to go. Hopkins gets a really nice look. And so once again, Syracuse trying to play that defense. Does not work out for them. $20 seconds remain. 62-34. And Syracuse are going to try to hold on to the possession and more than likely take this down into the fourth quarter. Fakes a shot. Tries to look to the outside. Gets an inside. Gets his own rebound, but it was too late. And the buzzer sounds, and there is only 8 minutes left in this ball game. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm Ty Wilkinson. We got 8 minutes left to play. And once again, just an exciting opportunity as we come into the closing minutes of the fourth quarter. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind. I'm Ty Wilkinson. Thank you guys for watching. And so now we have reached the fourth quarter of play. 8 minutes remain. Syracuse still trying to find any opportunity that they can get. Just considering this daunting lead that Lone Peak has just had to prevail in this away game that they're playing. Once again, as I mentioned, their away record is 1-0, facing a Syracuse team who's played here 3 times at home. That is 3-0, so a couple undefeated streaks here on the line. And Lone Peak trying to put this one away and put this one to rest. Up on the top, it's Kramer. To the outside, finds an area. He went for the dunking attempt. That was Burgess. And he was fouled on the attempt. So Tajero will pick up. Burgess misses his first. And I feel like his 3 3-point attempts tonight going actually 4 for 4 now that I think back to it. He's going above his average. Just in the points alone would make up for that first miss, but now he gets the other one to go. Over to the side, it's Hamlin. Top of the key. No available options down low. They have to keep it on the outside. Fake handoff. Actually, it looked like it was intended, but it was not an available option. Far out 3-point attempt, almost from the Titan logo, does not go. And here's the 3 from Lone Peak, nothing there. Ty Cogswell on the attempt, and now there's a foul on the outside. Passes in is Tolson. Kramer on the top. Again, aggressive defense being played from Hess. Over to the side once again, it's Burgess. Burgess on the other side. And he'll get it to go. That was Kramer. Over to the corner, trying to find another opportunity. Hess passes outside. Over to Hopkins. Now it's back to Hess again. Hess, an outstanding center. Once again, he just tries to find anything that he possibly can. Dribble pass, gets an outside look, and it's good to go. Beautiful passing. Sets up an amazing attempt for Hamlin. Man, you can't do it better than that, too. Just beautiful give-and-go passing. Back the other way now, it's Lone Peak. Burgess on the side. And whistle is blown and play is stopped. So Burgess now picks up another foul. And he'll go to the line for the 3rd time tonight to try to extend this lead. And the miss on the second attempt, he's 1 for 1 on that attempt. Up to the top, almost blocked, and it almost was. Burgess will get the block. Now it's up to the top. Back to Burgess again. Goes for an amazing dunk. Oh, put a label on that one. Woo! Deep 3 attempt, does not go. Back to the top. Burgess may get another opportunity to do it. Oh, but the pass was just a little outside. That would have been amazing. But, man, you can put a label on that dunk for days. 3-point attempt. Does not go. Picked up by Tajero. An unintended pass went to Tajero. Now it's back to him. Takes the shot. Hamlin gets one to go. Touch. Now it's stolen. Up to the top, it's Hess. And he gets that one. Couple of quick 2-pointers now for Syracuse, with exactly 5 minutes left here in the 4th. Opportunity now, almost stolen. There's a three. Does not go. Rebound is picked up by Toulson unintentionally. Kramer. Over to the side now, it's Toulson. Up to the top, now it's Burgess. Trying to get an inside zone. Dribbles around, passes outside. Three-pointer is good. Thompson, Kramer. And so now a substitution is called. And now Shorts and Mitchell will check in. As well as Zach Merrill, the senior, as well, trying to get some playing time in here tonight. Tajero. Passes off. Here's Hamlin. Hamlin finds a lane, takes a shot opportunity, does not get it to go, and now it's stolen by Merrill, but goes right back into the arms of Enoch Mitchell. Burgess, sweet moves, does not get that one to go, though. Man, he's just had opportunity after opportunity all night. Tajero. Now it's back to Hamlin. Hamlin trying to do what he did last time, and he gets this one to go. Funky shot. He looks like he just barely got it off that way. Nice little feed up the side, but he did not. Looked like he got the shot off cleanly, but it doesn't matter. He goes in for two.
Second personal on Dave Hopkins, third of the quarter. Beckham Reeves checks in for Syracuse.
Lone Peak up with the ball. Three-point attempt, no good. And so Lone Peak has kind of cooled down on these three-point attempts. They were on fire just in the second quarter, which made the score 46-12 going into halftime. And credit's where it's due to Syracuse. They've actually found quite a bit of momentum. Just nothing to try to bridge that gap that Lone Peak has already carved a hole in. Beautiful feed. Here's a shot attempt, and it's good. Once again, Hamlin. Hamlin taking most of the shot attempts on his own. Once again, this aggressive form of defense that we saw a little bit previous. Up the top now, it's Kramer. Over the head pass to Mitchell. Mitchell finds a lane, and he gets it to go. Three defenders within his vicinity. And so now most of them will check out. Burgess, heck of a game. Same goes for Kramer. Mitchell will still remain on the court. And that'll show you that it's almost the sign of the times, folks. Here's Enoch Mitchell. Mitchell looking up. Gets a pass over, just a little give and go feed. Once again, it's Hamlin. Hamlin taking the shots, pretty much all the shots tonight. Just in this closing 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Pass up the top, it's Ike Staley. Enoch passes inward. Inward side. And that should be an offensive foul as Camden Broadhead checks in. And so now the entire Titan team will do a line change as we reach now the 2 minutes exactly in this game, 73-47 in favor of Lone Peak. And you got to say the story of the game has pretty much been the three-pointers that have just been drilled and drained on all sides of the ball. Pretty much every member, I feel like, of Lone Peak has at least had one opportunity to do so. And there's a foul.
Stockton Knight called for his personal second team foul on Ben Knight.
the top, down the side. It's Greenhale. And he'll now go to the line for 2.
Kevin Broadhead, first personnel, 13. We've got Skylar. Correction. Carter Robinson, line. She's 2.
Gets the first one to go. And now the second one is good. Shot attempt does not go. And it'll go to the outside, dribbled on the feet. Lone Peak almost picks up possession and does not go. And so now a minute 12 in daunting weight of the Titans. Trying to break within 50 as the margin is still within 1 to try to get across that 50 line. Up the top. No give and go. Here's a feed. Still nothing. Once again, no lane to be able to find. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gets a shot off. Still nothing. And loose change is picked up by Lone Peak. Here's Enoch Mitchell. Mitchell takes it himself. Went a little too fast, but did not get the layup attempt. 30 seconds remain. And this one is tipped out of bounds. And so Lone Peak will come into Syracuse Titan territory with what's inevitably supposed to be a win tonight. And they should improve to above 500, or right at 500, with a 6-6 record closing out this game. 4 seconds remain. 3, 2, and 1, and that will do it. Lone Peak. The 3-point attempts, unbelievable from Lone Peak tonight, as they come in here and they beat the Syracuse Titans 73-44. Just an overall beautiful offensive perspective from Lone Peak. And as for the Syracuse Titans, they'll have to play against Layton here on January the 12th. Be looking forward to that game here on KSL. As for tonight, I'm Ty Wilkinson. Thank you guys for streaming into KSL Sports. I'd like to thank Dusty Lister for the opportunity. And once again, hopefully you guys all stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully it's a good rest of your night. Again, Lone Peak comes in here with the finish. Thank you again for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.